Adam tells his story. He comes from Eternia, a magical world of dragons, talking tigers, and floating islands. At its center sits Castle Grayskull. It holds a power that can make a man as strong as a god. That power is sealed inside the Sword of Power. Legend says a hero will one day wield it. A wise witch guards it inside the castle. Adam is the Prince of Eternia, but he's small, weak, and hates fighting. He'd rather play with his talking tiger, Cringer. His mother sends him to training anyway. Duncan, the king's man-at-arms, trains the young recruits. He tells them the world only builds statues for winners. Adam spars with his friend Teela. She knocks him down instantly. King Randor watches from above, disappointed in his son. The king walks down and makes Adam face him with a staff. He smacks the boy to the ground. He makes Adam repeat it, "This world is not made for the weak." Duncan helps Adam up afterward. He tells him falling down is your chance to get back up and look strong. Later, Adam sits alone on a ledge. Teela joins him. They spot the Witch of Grayskull staring at the palace from afar. Something is wrong. Suddenly, the city comes under attack. An army pours in. Duncan and the royal guard rush to fight back. King Randor promises a family they'll be escorted safely to Grayskull. The soldiers hold the line, but there are too many enemies. Duncan faces the invaders' champion. He announces he's the commander of the royal guard. He gets beaten badly. He whispers that he has failed. The attacker reveals himself. It's Skeletor, a demon with a skull for a face. He says he learned dark power in the deepest corners of the universe. Tonight, Eternia falls. Skeletor captures King Randor and threatens to cut his head off. The king refuses to bow. Skeletor's witch, Evil Lyn, drags him away. Inside the castle, the witch hands young Adam the Sword of Power. She tells him to take it somewhere Skeletor will never find it. His mother opens a portal. She tells Adam not to lose the sword. It's his only way home, and he carries the hope of Eternia. He jumps through. The portal drops him in Oklahoma City. 15 years later, adult Adam tells this whole story on a date. The girl walks out. She thinks he's insane. At home, his roommate repeats what the therapist says. The Eternia story is a fantasy Adam invented to cope with his parents' deaths. The roommate tells him to forget who he is. Get a job, pay rent, live for the weekend, like everyone else. At his HR office job, Adam's boss calls him in. She says his sword obsession is scaring the coworkers. She gives him an ultimatum, drop the sword hunt or get fired. Adam says he's nothing without that sword. He walks out and loses his job. Contact sends him an address. It's a fantasy collectibles store. Adam asks every costumed nerd inside if they have his sword. Nothing. And he spots it. A thief is stealing the real Sword of Power from the back room. Adam tackles him and rips the sword away. Adam raises it and shouts the words. By the power of Grayskull, the blade fires a beam of light into the sky. It's a signal. That night, a hooded stranger finds him. It's Teela, all grown up. She asks if he's ready to go home. A hulking alien tracker attacks them. Teela explains the sword broadcast its location when Adam lifted it. She asks why it took 15 years. He admits he lost it. They leap off a rooftop onto her cloaked spaceship. Adam is thrilled. This proves he was never crazy. On the flight, Teela shares the bad news. Skeletor took Adam's parents the night of the attack. Nobody ever saw them again. They reach Eternia. The golden city of Eternos is a ruin. Teela says Skeletor never wanted the city. He just didn't want anyone else to have it. At Snake Mountain, Skeletor abuses his minions. His hunter trap Jaw reports the sword has returned to Eternia. Skeletor orders him to track it down. Evil Lyn asks why he needs more. He already rules everything. Skeletor says his power means nothing while the sword exists. He's a demon. He wants to be a god. Teela brings Adam to a hidden rebel base. The surviving royal guard shelters here. She announces he's the lost prince of Eternos. Nobody believes it. Adam tries to prove himself by naming heroes from his childhood drawings. He calls a huge warrior Fisto. The man is furious. He recognizes Dion, an old classmate who shoved him into lockers. The reunion goes badly. The rebels lock Adam in a storage room to talk it over. Adam befriends a sassy service robot and invites her to join as a soldier. Then he spots a drunk passed out in the corner. Teela says that's her father. It's Duncan, the former man-at-arms. He's a broken alcoholic now. He barely remembers Adam. They carry him out together. Trapjaw's forces storm the hideout. The rebels are cornered with nowhere left to run. Adam decides to negotiate. He He walks up to Trapjaw and offers HR-style conflict resolution. Trapjaw opens fire. Teela screams at Adam to use the sword. He grabs it and says the words, "By the power of Grayskull." Light explodes around him. Adam transforms into a towering, muscle-bound warrior, the champion of Grayskull. He wipes out the attackers single-handed. He even tears off Trapjaw's metal arm. The rebels stare in disbelief. Trapjaw crawls back to report. Skeletor rages that the sword belongs to him. He sends his whole army after it. The group escapes on Teela's ship as fighters give chase. The hull gets breached, but Teela outflies them all. Skeletor descends on a village and demands the warrior's name. He threatens to execute the villagers one by one. A terrified villager confesses it's the returned prince. Skeletor locks up the whole village anyway and burns it to the ground. At camp that night, Duncan finds a flask and toasts the sword's return. Adam argues that ripping off arms isn't something to celebrate. Duncan explains a man doesn't fight for glory. He fights so his children see another morning. He stands up when he's needed. Then he admits Adam did well today. Adam and Teela share a quiet moment. He says he thought about her every single day. She calls him a very good friend, practically a little brother. Ouch. A projection of Skeletor appears. He reveals Adam's parents are alive. He offers a trade. Bring the sword to Snake Mountain and get the family back. Teela warns it's an obvious trap. If Skeletor gets the sword, he becomes invincible. Adam won't listen. He has to save his family. The team agrees to come along. At Snake Mountain, guards surround them instantly. Adam refuses to hand the sword to anyone but Skeletor himself. The others get dragged to the dungeons. Skeletor brings Adam to a chained King Randor. Adam demands his father's release. Skeletor refuses and attacks. He plays to win and he cheats. Adam transforms and battles Skeletor across the throne room. The champion holds his own at first. And Skeletor's magic freezes him solid mid-fight. He decides to kill Randor with Adam's own sword while Adam watches. Randor looks at his grown son. He admits he pushed Adam so hard because the world seemed too big for him. He only wanted to protect him. He says he wishes he had let Adam just be young. There's so much he should have said. Skeletor strikes them both down. Randor dies. Adam's transformation breaks and Skeletor takes the sword. Skeletor raises the sword and speaks the words. Nothing happens. Evelyn claims the ritual must be performed at Grayskull's altar. He orders his ship prepared. In the dungeon, Duncan opens up to Adam. He promised to protect everyone and failed. That failure is why he drinks. Adam reminds him of his own advice. When you fall, you get up and you stand. They agree to try it together. Teela brings a surprise. It's Cringer, Adam's talking tiger, alive and fully grown. The cell is packed with Eternia's captured heroes. Adam gathers everyone for a plan. He delivers a corporate team-building speech inside a dungeon. Nobody is impressed at first. He tells them he knows every one of them. He drew them all as a kid. Eternia is his home and he'll fight for it, but not alone. Together. The heroes rally. Bars can't be broken, but the walls are plain rock. Adam asks Fisto and Ram Man about their bench press. They punch straight through the wall. Duncan repairs the old combat robot with a chip he kept hidden the whole time. She agrees not to kill him. Probably. The prisoners bust out of Snake Mountain and race toward Castle Grayskull. Outside Grayskull, Skeletor's army closes in. Duncan and the robot stay behind to hold them off. Adam tells them he loves them. Group hug. Cringer refuses to be called a kitten. He's a fighting cat. He armors up and lets Adam ride him into battle. Inside, Skeletor begins the ritual at the altar. Teela intercepts Evelyn and duels her. Evelyn tells her she's truly her father's daughter. Duncan is too weak to reach the castle on foot, so they load the ship's last missile and blast a path straight through the army. Duncan straps into his old armor and rejoins the fight. He declares he's a new man. The man-at-arms is back and he wrecks the enemy line. Teela beats Evelyn, who gives up on existence entirely. Duncan watches proudly. That's his daughter. Adam reaches Skeletor. Skeletor snaps the Sword of Power in half. He calls it a worthless toy. Then he asks, without it, who are you? Skeletor digs into Adam's memories of Earth. The bullies, the pity, the dead-end life. He says Eternia isn't Adam's home. It's a dream of something he's not, and the dream is over. Skeletor blasts Adam with everything. Adam wakes up in a gray limbo version of his Earth life. He realizes he might be dead. The sorceress appears in the void. Adam says the power is gone because the sword is broken. She tells him the sword was only ever a container. She chose Adam as the true vessel. In his hands, power becomes understanding, empathy, humanity. He says the words himself, I have the power. Adam returns to life, transformed without any sword. He offers Skeletor one last chance to end the violence and just talk. Skeletor refuses. He says nothing good lives inside him and nothing Adam says will change his nature. He attacks. They tear through Grayskull in a final brawl. Skeletor mocks Adam for being too afraid to use his full power. Skeletor asks if he wants to talk now. Adam answers that the time for discussions is over. He unleashes everything and destroys Skeletor for good. 6 months later, Eternia rebuilds. Adam trains with the heroes. Duncan awkwardly offers to talk about feelings or to beat him with a stick. Either works. Sheila asks about the hero name young Adam gave himself in his drawings. He admits it. He-Man. Everyone agrees it's ridiculous. He keeps it anyway. A distress signal comes in. Adam runs off to transform in secret. Everyone already knows his identity. They let him have it anyway. Looks like a job for He-Man.